Hey everyone, it's Lori, and I thought I would make a video for you today on the topic of mastering anything. This is so relevant to my life, it's not even funny, and it may be relevant to you, especially if you are feeling like you're not consistent, you're not staying focused, you're all over the place, and you're not feeling like you're growing, you don't feel like you're challenging yourself, you feel like there's some stagnation. And what's funny is that when we don't have any goals, we don't have anything that we're looking forward to, we're not growing, we're not evolving, we're not learning, we're in a state of stagnation. And that kind of brings a lot of depression. And I went through this last year when I kind of became just really complacent. And I just kind of was like, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'm just going to lay low and not do anything. And then that momentum started to kind of build of just not doing anything. And this internal frustration started to develop within me. And then you just kind of get depressed and you feel like, what am I doing? Where am I going? What's happening? And it just is a yucky, stagnant feeling. So there's just something so beautiful about learning and growing and evolving and challenging yourself, because we thrive on that so much. And this is where my hiccup tends to be. It's on staying consistent and staying focused. And that's why I created that video on New Day resolutions, because I recognized that I would have these master dreams and goals, yet there was no daily practice that I was tying to these goals, not even a weekly practice on some of them. So the goals never happened. And then I started feeling like sorry for myself and blah, blah, blah. And that self-esteem starts to diminish. So this is just a nice way to turn it around. So I created my New Day resolutions of just practicing things that felt good to me, that put me in a state of inspiration, that was honoring my body, honoring my relationships, and honoring my creative expression. And so I wanted to just go into this a little bit more. I think about the traditional educational system and how you go to class and you're totally just zoned out because it's not a topic that you're really passionate about. I remember being in school just, I don't know, I was daydreaming. I really wasn't paying attention. I mean, how much do you really remember from when you were in school? When they chose the curriculum for you and you just were there, it was like in one ear out the other. And honestly, I had a girlfriend of mine wanted me to go into real estate a while ago, and I was listening to the audio for it and like the book on CD or whatever, and I just could not hold on to the information. I recognize that I'm just not passionate about it. It doesn't turn me on. I don't get excited about it. And so because I'm not going to retain that information. So anyway, a couple years ago, or actually, I don't know how many years ago, but I really remember this. A friend of mine, his name is John Bishke. He had a Boys and Girls Club, and he had a speaker by the name of Jerry Chamales there. And he said something that I still remember to this day, and it really touches me. And he was talking about mastering and, education and passion. And he said, if you take 1 hour a day, 6 days a week, on anything that you're interested, any topic, it could be painting, yoga, gardening, who knows, speaking, communicating, loving, whatever it is, you take 1 hour a day, 6 days a week, and practice that for a year. And it's equivalent to an AA, an associate's degree. Then, after 2 years, consistently doing 1 hour a day, 6 days a week, it's equivalent to a bachelor's degree. After 3 years, it's a master's. 4 years is a PhD. And after 5 years, you're considered a national expert. Now, there are things that you definitely need to go to the traditional school system through in order to get degrees, to be able to practice some of these things. But I'm just talking about anything that you're passionate about. You'll find the way to study. You'll find where to go to get the resources that you need. But imagine what it would look like if you spent 1 hour a day on anything that you most loved, the things that were most valuable to you and most passionate to you. I think about things that I wasn't consistent with, and then I think about things that overall in my life I have been very consistent with. Like, I'm so passionate about health. I felt so many fears years ago with my health that my family had cancer and all of these different things, and I didn't want to have to deal with that years in the future. I wanted to just learn how to take care of my body in a way that I wouldn't be afraid of getting diseases and arthritis. I worked with so many senior citizens, and it didn't look like it was fun to get old. All of these ailments, and I'm like, man, is that what I'm gonna have to go through? So I spent time investing in my health and learning and studying and practicing, and now I don't fear my health. I don't fear diseases and ailments and arthritis and all of these things. I've spent so many years studying it that I have peace of mind, and I feel like I've really mastered the ability to not only listen to my body, but know how to exercise my body and know how to feed my body, how to nourish my body. So in that area, I feel phenomenal about. Now, business or maybe some romantic relationships, those may not be my strengths. Spiritual growth and all of those things, I really haven't dedicated the time and the consistency to really master those things. So, in the spirit of this being a new month, today's February 1st, I thought that I would do a 30-day challenge. 30-day challenge really isn't enough to really master anything. However, it really gets the momentum going of breaking the cycle without feeling so overwhelmed. When you think of, well, I want to do a walk, for 15 minutes every day for 30 days, that's not an overwhelming goal. And you think after the end of 30 days, you can drop it if it's really not something that you're into. So I just like to put out a challenge out there. What are the things that you like to practice? Where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? When you think of this vision of yourself, what is it that you're doing? And then break it up into little mini things that you say for 1 hour, 6 days a week, I'm going to be practicing, studying, researching this particular topic. And what you're going to find, if you're anything like me, is that 1 hour turns into 2, 3, 4 hours because you're just so into it that you just don't want to stop. And the growth is it just happens so rapidly. So I'm recognizing the power of growth. We need to evolve. We don't need to evolve. It just feels good to grow. It feels good to see what we're capable of. And it feels good to get your life in a space where you're doing what you dreamed of doing. So anyhow, I just thought I would share that with you. I'd love to hear what you're passionate about. I'd love to hear if you're down for doing a 30-day challenge and what it is that you're going to challenge yourself on. So thank you guys so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.